Hey guys, this is Yanks Rock 1000 with a little video showing you an installation of Ubuntu MATE on a 12-inch PowerBook G4. As you can see right now, it's running 10.4 Tiger. I sort of really want to I'm a computer science major, and we do a lot of C programming, and I've always wanted to do some programming work on one of these older machines just for fun kind of thing. But to do the homework, we have to SSH into into a Linux virtual machine, and since this guy is running 10.4 Tiger, I'm not able to install the VPN software. However, if I have Linux on here, I could install the VPN software and SSH using Linux. So I'm sort of convincing myself that I'm doing it for schoolwork, but of course I'm just doing it for fun to see what happens. So we'll shut down here and try the installation. I tried installing Ubuntu a couple days ago, and the boot up just failed. So that might happen again here. We'll see what happens. So we're shutting it down. So this version of Ubuntu MATE is I believe 16.04. Okay, so we'll start up, I believe, press Option to get to the startup disk. I'm using a USB to install this, and I hope I burned it correctly. I used an open source tool called Etcher. Okay, so there we go into the boot up menu. Okay, so fast forward a couple minutes. I totally forgot that booting from a USB on these older machines is different. For some reason, I went into the CD menu. So a quick stack overflow command in OpenFirmware should do the trick to install from this USB drive. Oh, that's a weird sound. Okay, so command option OF for OpenFirmware. And hopefully it goes into OpenFirmware and I didn't hold down the keys too late. Okay, cool. So here we are in OpenFirmware. So the command goes something like this. I don't really know exactly what the command means. I mean, I know it means to install from a certain USB drive, but I wouldn't be able to write this myself. So we're installing Linux, so yeah, boot. So does that look right? Boot USB 1, disk at drive number 1, yeah, boot. So hopefully we are booted into some sort of Linux welcome screen, Ubuntu welcome screen. Okay, cool. Welcome to Ubuntu MATE 16.04. So yeah, perfect. The default option is live, so I assume if we just press enter, it will load. So now we're loading the kernel. I believe this PowerBook only has an airport card, the older version of airport, because I could never connect to a WPS Wi-Fi network. So I have two different USB adapters, and I'm hoping one of those will work on Ubuntu MATE. We'll see. I probably need to install the drivers. Okay, so it started up the first step of the boot up process, and now we are in the next step. Cool. So we have the Ubuntu MATE logo, so that's always good. Cool. So it looks like some sort of graphical user interface is appearing. I'm pretty sure right now it's just in like the live mode. I was kind of worried there. I didn't see the mouse moving. Interesting. So the mouse moves a little oddly, just on first impressions, but it is working, so that's good. Ubuntu Mate is supposed to be more of a lightweight option for especially an older machine like this. And here is the welcome screen. Thank you, Ubuntu, for the very warm welcome. Ubuntu Mate 16.04. Cool, so I just went through the welcome screen setup and got out of that. So as you can see, Ubuntu booted up, at least in the live mode, pretty easily, really fast. I'm pretty impressed with how it works, actually. I'm just gonna open a terminal or something and see what isn't pre-installed. I want to see if something like Python is installed. So here's the Mate terminal. Oh no. So I opened up a terminal just to see like what version of Python is installed. And Python 3 is installed, and we'll see Python 2 is installed. Looks like GCC is not installed. So as I showed you before, I'm just using a very cheap TP-Link Wi-Fi USB adapter that I bought on eBay for like $5. So I downloaded a driver and I transferred it over using a USB on here. So this is the Linux driver, so hopefully it works. So we kind of hit a roadblock in installing the driver for the cheap Wi-Fi adapter. So TP-Link was nice enough to provide their driver uncompiled. And I don't know if you saw in the previous clip, but GCC is not installed on Ubuntu Mate by default. And the only way to install GCC is to have a network connection. So we're sort of stuck in a circle because we don't have a network connection because our driver doesn't work, and our driver doesn't work because we don't have a network connection. So that sucks. And when I tried plugging the laptop directly into Ethernet, the system just crashed. So I'm just going to go on with the installation. So that sucks that Wi-Fi won't work right now. So yeah, this is post-crash. So now I had to reboot up Ubuntu Mate. So here's the welcome screen again. Don't need to see that again. And I don't know if you can hear that, but the hard drive is a little loud right now. The trackpad. The trackpad does not really work well, like I've said. I'm gonna turn off something real fast. Okay, so now we're going on with the installation. Hopefully the installation works out without crashing. That would be nice. You know, I'm just gonna take the risk and just install Ubuntu Mate over the current operating system. I have the disks for Tiger, so I could always reinstall it. And I'm really curious how this works. That's the only OS. So we will install, format our current disk, and install Ubuntu Mate. So yep, do everything. Do what you gotta do. All right, so the installation finished and we rebooted. It says remove the installation medium and press enter. So there we go. So this laptop no longer has any form of OS X on it. Of course, it should just boot straight up to Linux, Ubuntu Mate. So we'll see what happens. There goes the fan again. Always nice to hear that fan. I think this hard drive is going to die very soon, so welcome to boot. Loading the kernel, loading the RAM disk. And so this is like an expedited version of the live boot that we just did. Okay, so like a minute, 2 minutes have gone by, and We're back at the welcome screen again. And this looks like a more official welcome screen, it looks like, than the live version. Maybe I just never looked closely at the other one, but we don't need to see that again for the third time. Let's fix. If you're wondering what I'm doing, the click detection with the touchpad is very finicky, so I'm just turning that off right away. So yeah, there we have it. Ubuntu MATE fully installed on this 12-inch iBook. Unfortunately, it looks like networking will not be working until I get GCC working properly. So that's the next project for this 12-inch PowerBook. So thank you for watching this probably a little bit boring installation of Ubuntu MATE, but it's working, it's installed. We will open up a terminal just to see, just to make sure GCC still isn't there. GCC is not installed. Oh well. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully we will be installing the network software for next time. Thank you for watching.